Welcome to Artificial Intelligence in Education, Chatbots and Robots in the Classroom. The lecture will begin by providing a short overview along with the learning outcomes, and then move on to talk about robots and chatbots before coming to a close. The lecture content considers the role of chatbots and robots in the learning process. The concept of robot-assisted language learning is also introduced, along with a brief consideration of how robots can be applied in the classroom with students. This is then coupled with a synopsis of the benefits that both these systems can provide learners engaged in the language learning process. There are 3 learning outcomes. 1. Explore the concept of robot-assisted language learning. 2. Appreciate how robot-assisted language learning is being used in the classroom for the benefit of learners today. And 3. Increase understanding regarding the use of chatbots, particularly in education. It can be difficult to classify robots, as they can be used in a wide range of scenarios, including those from aerospace through to disaster response, as well as in industrial settings and others like medical ones. Is an autonomous vehicle a robot? What about drones? We can see robots in our house, automated vacuums, for example, and as toys for children. We also see social robots in public spaces, assisting us with information on demand. Robots can be autonomous or teleoperated, and based on appearance can be classified either singularly or as possessing a mixture of qualities that include 1. Anthropomorphic, or being human-like. 2. Cartoon-like. 3. Zoomorphic, or animal-like. Or mechanomorphic, machine-like. Robot size and behavior also determines how we perceive them, either being more toy-like or as a social robot, one that we can interact with in order to gain some benefit over simple play. Robot-assisted language learning. As a subdomain of robot-assisted learning, a niche area of social robotics and human-robot interaction, robot-assisted language learning refers to teaching language expression or comprehension skills in either the native or non-native language or an artificial language, along with non-verbal languages such as sign, via a robot. Although research on robot-assisted language learning has been undertaken globally, 40% of the literature is primarily based on that emerging from Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan, and it is largely undertaken in school settings, that is, the classroom. This has seen a lot written in the literature regarding robot-assisted language learning, and while research illustrates that robots can support native and foreign language acquisition, it is unclear as to what benefits robots over other aspects of computer-assisted language learning, CAL, actually provide. However, results do indicate that robots are uniquely suited to assist in language production. They also provide increased motivation and in-task engagement, and can help to decrease anxiety and lower the affective filter of learners. They can provide support and engagement across a wide range of language learning aspects, from acting as conversational partner and as a proxy or avatar for the learner and teacher. They can assist with vocabulary or the learning of grammar, guide pronunciation, help to clarify writing, and improve upon listening and reading comprehension skills, in addition to assessing learner language ability. Generally, then, robots employed in language learning endeavors tend to exhibit one of 4 social roles: that of teacher, teacher's aide, peer tutor, or learner. Of note, the teacher role, unless through telepresence, is used infrequently, with that of teacher's aide more common and the role of peer more regular. It is this last role that can see robots serve as guides for students, challenging them from within their zone of proximal development to provide scaffolding and promote learning. Robots in the classroom. Robots in the classroom. In the classroom, robots include those that we can use code to program, and for learners of languages, these might be practically employed while teaching directions or other skills, for example. A robot that might be useful for this purpose is TrueTrue, and you can learn more about it by watching TrueTrue, all-in-one coding robot. And you can do that in your own time, but the URL is on screen for you. For now, we will explore a simple virtual robot, TJBot. It is also accessible as a physical robot that you can buy and then use in the classroom, with the virtual one used as a simulator to see how your code will make the physical robot function. In this figure, you can see tabs on the top right above TJBot, and clicking on Docs there will provide you with snippets of code that you can place into the box on the left, and then by pressing the play icon, see this code acted out. For example, the first snippet of code here will make the robot lower its arm. And the second snippet of code will make the LED beacon on its head shine red. Right now, go and try out the TJBot simulator for 5 minutes. Adding AI to robots. Not all robots rely on artificial intelligence. Some just follow commands. However, we can link artificial intelligence algorithms to such robots so that they can then follow physical commands based on these algorithms. For example, to add an AI element to TJBot, you could have it monitor a Twitter account for sentiment using keywords. And when people are happy, the LED light could shine yellow, blue for when they are sad, red for when they are angry, purple when they are fearful, and so on. And you can see this concept in the video, Make Your Robot Respond to Emotions, and you can go and look at that in your own time if you wish, as the URL is on screen for you. Right now, though, have a look at activity 10.1. Here, you'll need to respond to two questions. 10.1a. Have you used RAL, or robot-assisted language learning, before with learners? If so, in what context? 10.1b. How do you think such technology could be applied from within your current teaching and learning context, or a potential future one? Go ahead and take 5 minutes to respond to these in the associated workbook. Chatbots. Chatbots are computer programs that can carry on a conversation with a human via text and/or speech. Today, chatbots are typically used as a means to respond to user queries about a specific set of subjects. They can be seen on websites in the form of a text chat where users type in questions and receive an immediate response, providing the sense that a human is answering. They can be designed to carry on general conversations, although most focus on providing a specific service. Keep in mind that chatbots only work well for very stereotyped tasks like ordering pizza or asking about the price of a product, particularly if designed utilizing decision tree type algorithms. In 1966, the chatbot Eliza was created at the MIT AI laboratories to simulate human conversation. It presented the illusion of understanding by matching user prompts to scripted responses, so using pattern matching. But it had no built-in framework for the contextualization of events. Since then, there have been many chatbots created for many different purposes. Two of interest are Alice and Watson. Alice, or Artificial Linguistic Internet Computer Entity, is a natural language processing chatbot which relies upon heuristic pattern matching rules when receiving human input. Watson, developed by IBM, was originally designed to compete on the television show Jeopardy, in which it went on to beat two of the show's former champions, and has since gone on to be used to help analyze big data. More recently, messenger bots have been used to engage people using text-based messenger applications, such as Facebook Messenger, for a variety of purposes, including that of education or for customer service inquiries. Evidence also suggests that an increasing amount of social media content is being generated by autonomous entities like social bots that interact both with each other and with humans. If interested, you can read more about the history of chatbots in the article Chatbots, History, Technology, and Applications. And a link for that is on screen for you to go and do in your own time. You might also like to read through the history of chatbots timeline. Chatbots and the Turing test. It will only be a matter of time before chatbots, social bots, and digital assistants come to consistently pass the Turing test, or the imitation game, where an intelligent machine is indistinguishable from a human during a text-only conversation. The conversation in this test is limited to text only, so there is no reliance on a verbal rendering component. One chatbot, Cookie, previously Mitsuki, is a multi-award winner of the Leibniz Prize. The Leibniz Prize is an annual competition in artificial intelligence that awards prizes to the computer programs considered by judges to be the most human-like, with the format of the competition that of the standard Turing test. Of note also, the Google Assistant has been seen to verbally pass the Turing test on at least one occasion when it was asked to make a phone call and to book a hair appointment. And if you wish, you can see that in action by following the URL to a video, and you can do that in your own time. Chatbots in education. Chatbots can be incorporated into the classroom in a number of ways, and in ways that can enhance the educational experience for learners. Yet, their use does not need to be limited to that of the classroom or to students and teachers. Chatbots can prove useful for interacting with parents and other stakeholders as well, and are available to interact with 24 hours a day. They can be employed from the school website and through messaging apps, and in this way, specific and accurate information can be provided to all stakeholders able to interact with them. For example, students can find out information about their class schedule. Parents can gain access to term dates and other important information regarding excursions and gain answers to any common school-related questions that they might need to ask. As people are familiar with using messaging services, chatbot use is essentially a relatively easy way to gain access to just-in-time information on demand in a similar fashion. Ollie is one such chatbot that is being utilized to assist college students in the enrollment process and in gaining access to scholarship information. And you might like to read an article about that by following the URL on screen in your own time. A few examples of the global benefits of chatbot use in education might include those of student access. administrative purposes, engaging and enabling students, and providing teacher assistance. Student access. Chatbots can provide teachers and students with information relating to schedules, such as who is teaching what class and at what times those classes start. Reminders can be sent to students about when assignments are due, with the chatbot also answering questions like what the passing grade might be, and perhaps also allowing students to sign up and register for activities that may be of interest to them. New students may also be able to rely on a chatbot to navigate their way around a school by asking what rooms particular classes are being provided. Administrative purposes. Chatbots serve a very useful purpose in dealing with very common questions that stakeholders may need to ask at any given time. These might include those such as admissions and enrollment. For example, when is the deadline to pay tuition? Campus tours and events. For example, when is the next university tour? When will the university festival be held? Scholarships. For example, what tuition fee waivers are available? Information about school operations. For example, what time does a library close? Chatbots are also useful for sending proactive reminders to stakeholders. For example, history test on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Building W7 is closed for maintenance from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. tomorrow. Engaging and enabling students. Chatbots can engage students by providing instant answers, using decision trees to guide students with a series of questions to help them understand a topic better, or to help them practice working with content that they've learned in class. Artificial intelligence can also be incorporated into chatbots to extend their capabilities, and an example of this is Frosty, the quizbot, who is able to help students learn more effectively over reliance on flashcards. And you might like to watch the video on Quizbot by following the URL on screen in your own time. Teacher assistance. Chatbots might be used by teachers to provide details about lessons or assignments based on the common questions that students ask. They might be used to provide short practice tests for formative assessment. Chatbots can also be used to provide feedback on aspects of the course or particular lessons. Overall, in the TESOL context, it has long been known that those students who possess low self-confidence in their foreign language abilities do prefer to interact with a chatbot over a human. However, there have also been instances where benefit has been determined to derive from a novelty effect, or where chatbot interactions have come to confound communication, chatbot student, by veering off topic, or where instances of miscommunication, student to chatbot, have occurred. So too, teacher attitude to chatbot use, as with many activities, has been seen to impact upon the classroom success of these technologies, or lack thereof. Let's turn to Workbook Activity 10.2 now. Here you're going to spend 3 minutes engaging with the chatbot, and you will try chatting with Cookie. Link is available on screen for you to follow. After you do that, respond to the following 4 questions in the associated workbook. 10.2a, what did it feel like when chatting with Cookie? 10.2b, what type of language do you think this chatbot was trained on? 10.2c, what age group do you think was used to inform how this chatbot should respond? And 10.2d, where do you feel the data used to train this chatbot came from? Go ahead and do that now. keep in mind that chatbots are trained on human language. Consider what training a chatbot with the wrong language can do. Take a few minutes now and read about the following cases from Korea and the United States of America. The one from Korea is from 2020, and it talks about the controversy over AI ethics and data collection concerning the chatbot Luda. Alternatively, the one from the United States of America is from 2016, and it looks at Microsoft's racist chatbot that didn't start out that way, but became that way. And this reveals the dangers of online conversations and how this can alter chatbots. You might also be interested in a little bit of further reading, and you can look over the ethical implications of the chatbot user experience, where some users have mistaken humans for chatbots. The URLs to all these articles are on the screen for you. And it's going to take you around 5 or so minutes to read them. In this section, you explored the emerging field of RAL, robot-assisted language learning, gained a general overview of how robot-assisted language learning is being applied in the classroom, and established an appreciation for how chatbots can be utilized, particularly in education. I would like to thank you for taking the time to listen to this lecture, and I trust that you have found it interesting and worthwhile, and have perhaps learned something in the process. Thank you.